everyone's heard the common phrase that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. So why is it the most common skip meal of the day for teenagers?
1 in 3 teens skip breakfast each day.
I'm Audrey.
I'm Michaela.
And I'm Mimi, and you should eat breakfast.
You should eat breakfast for your brain function, physical health, and nutrition.
I know you might be thinking that forcing yourself to eat when you're not hungry is unhealthy for your body. However, breakfast provides you important nutrients that cannot be made up throughout the day. As you know, breakfast is important for your body, so let's go see what the nurse has to say.
My name is Kaylee. I'm a school nurse at Clovis North.
Okay, so what do you think is what's relevant to you for your job when kids come in the morning and they haven't eaten yet, and how does that affect them?
I would say I see kids that don't eat a lot in the mornings. Sometimes it's normal for them, sometimes it's not. But sometimes I see anxiety, feeling like they're gonna faint, feeling lightheaded, not able to focus, falling asleep, things like that. We typically try to get something to eat or recommend that they eat, but if they aren't feeling better after that, then ultimately we recommend that they go home if they're feeling those symptoms of, being faint and weak. So that would affect the whole school day because they're not here. I think that it's hard for your brain to learn and for you to have energy if you're not eating. So that's important that you should be eating breakfast and really all meals, bringing snacks to school. But anytime you're expected to learn in the classroom and do things out on the sporting field and things like that, it's gonna be hard for your body to perform if you're not eating.
Skipping breakfast often can negatively impact your health and therefore lead to health risks and diseases in the future.
My name is Alan Shows. My expertise is being a grandfather. Was also a cardiologist years ago and treated many patients for cardiac related illness. Treated many patients for poor diets and abnormal lipid panels. My granddaughter tells me that she's tasked with finding out what I think about the effects of skipping breakfast on overall health status and health outcomes. And as a cardiologist, my impression is that skipping breakfast and its relationship to health outcomes is an issue that has been studied extensively with different conclusions. And one study in particular talks about lifestyle issues and bad behavior as a significant influence on health outcomes. And I would say this particular study points out that skipping breakfast may be an observational factor with respect to the heart disease. So people that skip breakfast might not have as regular a lifestyle with as much attention to exercise, staying away from cigarettes, and good weight control.
The Bible also supports our argument that you should eat breakfast because in the Bible it says that what God has provided us is good and we should not take for granted for what He has given us, and we should be grateful for it and eat it.
Every night your brain is going without food for 8 to 12 hours, so when you wake up every morning, you need food to help provide energy to kickstart your day. Let's see what our school psychologist has to say about how breakfast affects the brain.
Hi, I am Mrs. Barrett. I am the mental health support provider for Granite Ridge and Clovis North.
Okay, in what ways does not eating breakfast affect your brain?
Well, probably in a lot of ways. I think that we need, like, protein, carbohydrates. Protein helps our brains think. Carbohydrates gives us energy. So we need those things to kind of get going in the morning. I think if you didn't have breakfast, your body would be kind of missing those, sort of the energy and the thinking power of protein. And so it may be harder for you to focus. It may be harder to kind of have energy. And I think just in general, being hungry can be a distraction from, feeling centered and ready to learn or focus.
Okay, and do you notice a difference when teenagers here don't eat breakfast?
I think so. I feel like a lot of times it's a question I'll ask students, if they roll in late and they come in here and they're like, I'm having a horrible, day or whatever, I'll say, did you eat breakfast? And I would say 95% of the time the answer is no. And so if they're kind of their day's going horribly and then they don't have any fuel at all in their body, I just think that's, the day is not predicted to be going a lot better soon, especially since we don't eat till 12:30 here, which is really late. So yeah, I think breakfast is an essential part of just starting your day off on the right foot. I know sometimes it's hard, if you're running late, that you skip breakfast, because that's one of the things you can skip and just, run to school. But I think it's probably worth it to grab something, granola bar or something that you can eat on the way, because that will just help you to kind of turn your morning around.
Let's see what teenagers have to say about breakfast.
I'm Mia. I'm a high school student at Clovis North Intermediate.
Do you eat breakfast?
I eat breakfast every single day.
Do you feel different when you don't eat breakfast?
When I don't eat breakfast, I feel really tired and lethargic.
How do you think you perform on school tests and assignments when you don't eat?
I think when I don't eat, I'm more lazy and I don't want to think as much, so I don't perform to my best ability.
I'm Olivia, and I'm a Clovis North student.
Do you eat breakfast?
Yes,
How often do you eat breakfast?
every day.
How do you feel if you don't eat breakfast?
Not very good.
Do you
Very
feel like
tired.
Yes. Do you feel like you perform differently in school when you don't eat breakfast?
Yes.
Although you might feel that breakfast is not necessary for your body,
However, it is important for your nutrition, brain function, and physical health.